Well, last night was probably our coldest night yet. I think the low hit at least just above freezing. I was surprised to wake up and not find frost all over everything. We're up at about 7:30. We got a fire started right away. She's a skinny little thing, so she was wearing rain jacket, motorcycle jacket, sweater, and a shirt under that. And then we had 2 space blankets and a sleeping bag for the 2 of us to wrap up in. That isn't quite nearly enough. So we're gonna go out and get another blanket today. We're warming it up right now. If I could suggest one camping food that can be cooked, put on sandwiches, eaten right out of the packet, Tuna Creations. They have original, they have hickory smoke, they have lemon zest, I think they have garlic, teriyaki, tuna flavored. It's amazing, although it could attract animals depending on where you eat it. And my fun little sinus infection / cold thing that I have is kicked into high gear, so that's alright. I'm thinking about going to Devil's Tower today. Get on the road, get out of the Black Hills for a little bit, and see what's on the other side.
The tourist season is now over, so the roads have cleared up and many of the tourists have left town. As a comparison, I give you downtown Custer now, during Labor Day, and then back again.
Well, the pine trees gave way, we went downhill, we started seeing more open range. In fact, there was actually like an oven stove range that was open, and it said open range. They gave way to red rolling cliff sides, sparse trees, wide open spaces. The Great Plains are over. We've now arrived at the border of Wyoming. We did it! What do you think of Wyoming so far?
Cold.
Yes, it's still a little chilly, it's still in the morning, and it's overcast, but it looks like it's going to give way to blue skies eventually.
Oh, Wyoming, our nation's least populated state. Near 50% of the state is public land. National parks, monuments, wildlife refuges, forest, wilderness areas, and the Bureau of Land Management make up this half of the state. Its population is also just under 600,000 people. That's similar to the population of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Seriously. Actually, Milwaukee has like 15,000 more people. The square mileage of Wyoming is close to that of Guinea. Yeah, that Guinea. Don't trust flat or Mercator maps, as they're called. The Earth is round. Those maps are way off. Africa is huge. This state is 49th in population density, second only to Alaska. Alaska's huge, though. That's hardly a fair fight there. Forever West is right. This state is the very definition of remote. So far in my life, I've flown out west, but I've never driven myself out west. A very important concept for a Midwester to understand is that out here, there's not a town every few dozen miles. There could be nothing, no gas stations for miles. One thing that you must practice is when you see a gas station, you should probably fill up. Even if you're at 3/4 of a tank, do your research. It could be the last service station for hours. That one extra quarter of a tank could be the difference between you making it to the next town and having to become a hitchhiker. And who knows if you'll even have cell service in some marginal areas like this. To be completely honest, we were running low on gas. I tried to conserve every bit I could. Every hill I crossed, I kept my eye out for the next town, and I didn't ride too hard. I was relieved to find out that we'd arrived at Sundance, the closest major town to Devil's Tower. Our first order of business was to fill up and then get something to eat.
Just arrived in Sundance. Next, pretty much the closest major town to Devil's Tower. Starting to get low on gas because we hit a town called Four Corners that was on Google Maps, but Four Corners isn't a town. It's more or less a landmark. There's like one run-down 150-year-old homestead hotel and nothing else other than the crossroads of several highways. So we started running low on gas, and I was really happy to see at least some sort of populated area somewhere in this open range, and we came across Sundance. So I just filled up. We're going to take a break here for a little bit because we've been on the road. Sun's out, so Gabi will appreciate that. Bathroom breaks. And what I can tell you about Wyoming so far is that it's kind of how I imagined it. It's like the Great Plains in terms of sparsely populated area. However, the geography is much more scenic. Elevated terrain, red, drop-off cliffside clay, dirt, large open fields. I'm guessing the people in this region are not much different from any other, but this place just screams self-reliance. I can't imagine living in some of these places that are along these county highways. They're literally 30-40 miles from any sort of gas station. I imagine every time they get into town they have to fill up. I'm sure many of the voters and the populace still remember Reagan as an actor. Must be first Wednesday of the month. Happy September.
We'll cut the episode short right here before we get to Devil's Tower. There's much more to see of Wyoming, and I didn't want to pack it all into one chapter. If you'd like to be notified when the next episode comes out, please subscribe. It'd mean the world to me that you're helping me achieve my dreams. Until next time, current and future travelers,